So you might have been around for the unboxing for this thing earlier. This is from Philadelphia Luthier Supply. This is a really cool product. This is a string height gauge, nut slotting gauge. I want it for string height and checking relief and stuff. It's basically the way this works. You have this brass piece that goes over your strings. This plunger hits the strings, push the string all the way down, zero it out, and let the spring push it back up. And that's how you can tell. It'll give you a reading on how far your strings. Let's see, let's zero this out. How far your strings, what your action is, how deep your nut is. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the glare here, but I'm going to try and deal with that over the next couple days. Let me show you how it would work on a bass guitar real quick. So, now, as you may know, all my guitars are scalloped, so that's going to make things a little bit trickier on here, but I think it'll actually work. But there is a problem, so let me show you. So I'm putting this on the bass here. You can't see the numbers, but I'm going to zero it out by pushing down the string onto the fret. I'm on the 12th fret. Now when I let go, actually I missed the string. Hold on, sorry. So that's zeroed out. We'll let go, and then when this thing touches the string, it's telling me 2.65 millimeters. It's actually pressing on the string, and this is the problem with this thing. The plunger is too heavy. It actually deflects the strings too much. Can't really get an accurate reading that way. On the bass, it's not so bad. On my guitar with 8s, this thing just drops right on top of it, and it's just too heavy. It's not going to work that way. So one of the things is this brass plunger. It's pretty heavy. This top here, the handle, is pretty heavy. Without that, it's not too bad. It's still too heavy for an 8. I think it's still too heavy for any of the strings on my electrics. So one thing I was thinking to do was to have a spring that counteracted it. So let me find that. Where did I put these springs? I just bought some springs. I bought a couple things to try. Here's a spring. So I was thinking, I tried a bunch of springs earlier. They didn't work. But I just went to the hardware store and I got some weaker springs. So let me see about these. These ones didn't even have much. Maximum 0.8 pound. This is very weak springs. Might be able to cut these down to size. So if I had these, let me put the top handle back on. So I have to get it onto the outside. This is probably gonna be too strong if what I really got to do is get it around here and then cut it off. So, and try not to poke my fingers while I do it. Let me just get an idea of how long that spring's got to be. I have another way to go about this if this doesn't work, or perhaps in conjunction with this. So I'm thinking this is going to hit the very bottom up here. In fact, let's do it this way. So I'm going to cut the spring right here. Let's see how that goes. Still probably going to be too strong, but let's just see real quick. I really would like it if it, because see, if the spring's too strong, I'm going to have to press down. That's still going to be very difficult to do. So either got to make this spring a little bit shorter. Let's see if when I put the weight of this brass plunger tip on it. thing already feels like it's like I'm stripping the threads. I would like to make this shaft just way lighter. I mean, that's really the solution. This shaft is just too heavy. Now the spring is too strong. So now, is the solution to make the spring shorter or to stretch the spring out and make it weaker? I think for now I'm going to try and make it shorter again, but once it gets too short, it's just not going to reach. And then it's going to drop onto the plunger, and then it's really going to be not really going to be a point to it. Of course, there could be a distance where even if there's a gap, it's the right distance. I'm not sure if this is that distance. We just want that spring to help a little bit, right? So let's let me grab my guitar. So like I said, this one's scalloped, so what this ideally would have is actually a little bit of a bar sticking out the sides so that it rides on some frets. Then you would really be able to do some stuff. That would be, I know that would be counterproductive to some of the things that this thing does, but let me see. So now I'm going to put this on the low A or low B, depending on how you have your 7-string set up, because of course you play a 7-string, right? So let me see if this is hitting the string or not. Okay, so this spring is just a little bit too long. Let me zero it out. It's very hard to zero out because of the scallops, like I've been saying. So now this thing is telling me it's going 4 millimeters, which is definitely not true. So I'm going to push it until it just deflects. Yeah, I just can't be subtle enough for that. That doesn't work. You know, you might be familiar with these kind of cards. Use these to, oh, sorry, let me check the chat. Sorry. Whoever's out there. You might be familiar with these kind of cards right here. It's like a, it's just this light is just too much. That helps. Well, yeah, I got to get a better kind of camera for this. This is, you put it behind the string and you look at it. It works okay when you're young and you have good eyes. It doesn't work for me at all. But it's what I use. So this is just a little bit too strong. So let me try. I'm going to try and make the spring a little bit weaker, which means I got to make it a little bit shorter. I think. Make it a little bit shorter, and now I'm going to stretch it. This may or may not work. I just want a little bit of help. I don't want the spring strong enough to actually hold the this thing up. I just want to slow down, take away some of the weight. So it's not quite doing it. My other choice is just to make this thing lighter, and I think I could drill it out, but the way the inside is, I'm a little bit scared to really mess with it. Okay. So I could keep cutting this down, making it longer. Cut another turn out of the spring. I don't want to strip this thing out either. That's another problem. Stretch it. I want the spring weak enough that it'll let this thing fall, but just not fall as much. I don't even know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Or if I should squeeze this thing down. Does more turns make it weaker? I really don't know Euler's law, whatever, however you say that. I don't know it very well. Okay. So this is still too long. I mean, I could squish the spring so that it has a little bit more slack. But let's see if that helps at all. I figured that you could actually make it work that way, but it's only going to work for a very small range of string sizes. Let me try this again. Zero it out. Yep. Oh man. Okay, hold on.
Are people coming in tonight, or are you staying in tonight?
They might be. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll be around.
All right. I was just double checking. It wasn't going to be locked.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're fine.
Okay. All right. I'm not leaving yet. I'm probably going to leave around 8.
Okay.
Good luck with the bass.
I'm trying to modify this string height gauge thing so that it works easier.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your. I need to get a set of those.
Oh yeah, man, that's handy.
Yeah.
I just got it, and it really changes everything.
I'm gonna put it on my wish list tonight. I swear to God, I mean it.
This one was $25, and it came with 4 different lens sizes,
Shit.
from 1.5 to 3.5, and it has a light.
Wait, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cause like I don't do as much tech stuff, but I do a lot of like jewelry shit.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah, like that kind of shit. I sometimes am struggling to see.
See the 3.5.
Oh damn.
So this is the cheap junk one, the one that everybody talks about, the optimizer. So this one was $25. I said I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's killer. Like this is
Yeah.
USB chargeable. And
That's beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, I love it. So far, so
I'll
good.
have to get myself one for real. Anyways.
Okay, so I don't think this works. So let's try my other solution that I think this is still not going to work right because I think this is going to be too heavy after this, but what I did do, so I need it to be as long as this. Now, I got some screws. So one is for the top. It can be much lighter than the one that it came with. Hopefully I got the right one. This one's not that important, but it does make it easier. Okay. Well, I bought 3 screws, and I'm only seeing 2 of them. Looks like they might have fallen off in my car. Or no, here we go. So if I had a scale, I'd be able to tell this easier. But I could put this skinny screw in. Trouble is, it has to be as long as this one. So in order to hold it steady, I was thinking I'd put either thread tape or green Loctite, or I could put a nut in. So this is about just a little bit shorter. If I use green Loctite on here, let's try that. Or I can put a nut in to make the space, but that adds weight. I'm trying not to add any weight, you know. That's the big issue. Any weight makes it worse. So let me try the green Loctite. Pat it. Just using it for working on drums. Let me see what I do with it. drill bit. I just had, oh, here it is. Now this might not dry fast enough to really work well. Now what did I just do with that screw? Shoot. This wasn't it, right? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Let's see if this is long enough just with this. It has to be long enough to get to the bottom of the fret. That's the issue. Let me see if this is long enough. I'm just going to leave this as it is. I'm going to put this other one on the top so I can pull on it. This might be the skinnier one. Yep. Okay. So I mean, it's not all that important. This is just adding weight, really. Let me see if I can get this string all the way down to the ground. Get that? It works for that string. Let me see if it works for the number 8. I'm not sure that it will. Ooh, that might be long enough. Okay, hold on. I got to get my imitation optimizer out to really tell. This thing rolls, man. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I want to see if it's actually pushing the string all the way down. And I won't be able to tell from here. Let's see. Turn the guitar around. Sorry if a lot of this is kind of, well, I can't see because the optimizer's there. I'm just going to hold it in my lap for now to see. It's really hard to manipulate. I need a proper tech bench, I know. Really, it's not news to me. Okay. Seems like it could go farther. Actually, it's like exactly. Oh no, that's far enough. Okay. Okay. Now the question is, it's still too heavy. Still way too heavy. All right. It's better. It's much better. I think this might actually be light enough for the heavier strings, but it is definitely too heavy for these light strings. Okay, I'm gonna put this on with green Loctite so that it doesn't get messed up. Like, I don't want to hurt these threads. And it shouldn't be a screw tip. That's kind of bad, but I don't know how much it's gonna matter. And you know, this thing, the actual gauge is capable of a lot more accuracy than I'll ever be able to get on a scalloped fingerboard. So try to get some of this green Loctite on here. Green Loctite is really weak, but I'm not sure. It might still be kind of a lot for this. Now the other thing is, I can make it a little bit lighter by taking the screw off the top. So when I say review of this thing, my review is this thing is too heavy for its intended purpose. But other than that, it's awesome. And I think this is going to work a little bit better. Let me see. Uh-oh. What did I do? Did I just... Oh, yeah. See, the green Loctite's sticking the... Wow. Wow, now it's being tight. Okay, what happened? Did I get some Loctite in the in the mechanism. See, this thing's got to be properly lubricated. It's not gonna be able to work. This thing is way more difficult than it was. I think I got some of that Loctite on this shaft. Let me, or somehow the inside did it. Might have to take this apart. Shoot, that's not good. Yeah, this is really weird. It's really, it's not dropping now. Whereas before, this is way too heavy. You saw it being too heavy just a second ago. So something's weird here. I think the Loctite might have got inside. Let me make sure I didn't screw up by getting the Loctite inside here. I don't want to hurt the mechanism. Shoot. That's not good. There's a possibility that when I was pouring in that Loctite, it gummed up something inside. That would really suck. So the StewMac one is quite a bit more money, but I'm betting it's going to have the same problem. I think I watched a video on it that they were saying that the same thing, same problem. Let's see, did I? Oh, it doesn't look like the Loctite could have gotten anything in there. So let me get a little bit of alcohol. I think alcohol wipes out Loctite. I'm not sure. Pretty sure acetone does, but it's a precision deal right here. I don't really want to mess it up. I could go get Triflow or whatever. You know, of course I've got that for my bikes, right? So if need be, we'll get the Triflow and put some lube in there. Yeah, before, remember, this thing was falling right down. The weight was dropping it, and now the weight's not dropping, and that's actually a problem. The weight, it has to fall. Okay, if it doesn't fall, it doesn't work. I mean, I could put the top back on and see if that makes it fall. Yeah, it's falling really slow. Something, I really think I must have gotten some Loctite in there. Get some electronic cleaner. Yeah, I can smell the Loctite. Okay, now it's falling. Oh! Dang it. All right. All right, well, we might lube this back up, but for now, it's back together. I already lost one screw. It's probably a really precision collar, and this could make some trouble if I got a little bit of Loctite on there. I'll read up on what cleans that stuff off. I'm sure acetone does, but I don't know if I want to get acetone inside this thing at all. It's scary. I could wipe out a PC trace. Sucks. I already lost one screw. Man, I've been blowing so much money lately. The springs was like a $3 experiment. Hoping that would work. I think I need a much weaker spring. Really. I almost want to put the brass plunger back on now. Okay. So I'm gonna try this on the low A. See how the weight goes. Let's see if it actually drops onto the string or if it pushes down on it. So I'm gonna hold it down, zero it out. Bring it up, drop it. It's slowly falling. I actually don't mind that. I'm just watching it fall. It's falling really slow. You just push it down. Yeah, I need to fix this. It's just dropping so slowly. Okay, push it down onto the string. Okay. So it's too strong. It's enough resistance to keep the string from coming back up on its own. Seems to rest right where you'd expect it to. Yeah, okay, we gotta fix this. So let me figure out what I can do to make this work again. Maybe I'll go get some tri-flow, or do I have some electrical cleaner on me? Let's see. I don't even know which end this is. I'm assuming it's because of the Loctite. Might not be. Now it's falling. Okay, now let's see if that's too much weight. That actually gave me the reading that I expected. I expected right around 1.25 millimeter. Let me zero this out. Okay. Okay, now it's too heavy again. So I can kind of guide it with my hand and see where the string stops. It's going to be much more accurate than using the card, but this is still not why you buy a precision tool like this. So I'm going to take off the weight on the top and see how the weight is now. See if it's weak enough. So now the trouble is, am I going to be able to press this down and zero it? It's zero. And when I let go, it still deflects it by quite a lot. I'd say by 0.2 of a millimeter. So it's still too heavy. So what happens if I turn the guitar? Now there's no real easy way to do this. So if I turn the guitar and take some of the weight off, that doesn't really help. Yeah, it's still too heavy. Okay, so that's a problem. This is a really awesome tool in theory, but too heavy to work reliably. I don't know if I want to send it back and get a refund, or, I mean, it works great on the bass. You know, the other thing is that if I'm holding it, it actually works decent. So let me see if I can hold it with this piece right here. So this one I'd really need some Loctite because I need to be able to hold it at a higher. Not really easy to deal with it this way. Let me see. I know people who use feeler gauges for this. So I'm just letting it go right to where it touches the string. That's interesting. So if I hold it right where it touches the string, I can kind of tell. Let me zero this side out. Yeah, you can tell. It's not easy to do though. And I wonder, is it gonna be just as easy with the proper thumb screw thing up there? But yeah, this problem is this is just too heavy for the intended purpose. So the other question is there something I can do, like drill holes in this thing, drill a hole right through it? What could I do to make this thing lighter? That's the question. If I could make this much lighter, we'd be set. So what can I do? We have those machine guys next door. I'm gonna ask them tomorrow day whether there's something we can do to make this thing lighter. It just has to be a lot lighter. You can push it in from the side, but that doesn't really do you much good. So ouch. Let me try it with this thumb holder thing and see if I can't very accurately hold it by hand. So let me turn it on, zero it out, zero, and I'm gonna lift it, and let it just. Yeah, you know what? I can use it for this. Let me look with the optimizer thing. Yeah. It works. It's not ideal. I'm gonna talk to the machine guys tomorrow about this, and the guys next door, and see if we can't come up with a solution to make this work a lot better. So I'm gonna keep this little brass plunger in there. Um, Screwdriver in there. Hold on. But yeah, if I was doing a product review on here, and I'm gonna be honest, this isn't right. It's probably worth the money I paid for it because I think I can make it work, but it certainly doesn't work out of the box the way you'd want it to. It's just too heavy. So, all that said, let's go to I'm gonna do some drum editing. I think I got some help from the Reaper users group and the Reaper forums about I'm always saying how hard it is to edit drums, right? I mean, Reaper, we made Reaper for editing drums, right? But the way the colors work and everything, it's always been a little bit tricky, and I'm trying to come out with solutions that make it easier to tell what's going on, because once you get stretch markers and grid lines and item background colors and item selections and stuff, things can get really hard to see. And I talked about it in the Reaper users group, and the guy from Open Labs, what's his name? Let me find it. David Williams. He said, so he created a thing called Reaper GPT, which is Chat GPT specifically for Reaper, and he put in a thing to ask his AI. What he said, so it said, okay, suggestion, opt for a neutral or slightly dark color for the media item background. This reduces strain on the eyes during long editing sessions. Grays or dark blues can work well. A neutral or dark background for media items will make waveform outlines much more visible, which is crucial for precise drum editing. So I had an idea to put the white background on media item background. Use a brighter or more saturated version of the media item background color. If your media items are dark blue, you might choose a brighter blue for selected items. I got a different idea for selected items, but I have a problem getting getting item backgrounds to work. What I think I should do for selection is just put a red box around it. I think I've done this before, but I'm gonna try this again. I'm not having an easy time doing this. I don't think I'm doing this right. Red and Roll said, yeah, blast from the past, right? Red and Roll said that where was it? Once you've done the unpacking, there is really no benefit of repacking it back up. It will just run the same. Repacking is just a convenient way of distributing a single file. But that's not seeming how it works. So he's saying, find the Reaper theme zip theme file, change this extension to Reaper theme.zip, unzip it. That doesn't seem to really work. And I'll show you why. We're going to try something here. And again, if I have another way of making this work. So here's the default theme, Reaper theme.zip. If I extract it here, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to open media item background selected. I think that's what it's called. Maybe it's item background selected. Item background select. Okay. I'm going to open this up with paint.net. Where is that? Open with. Open with. Do you see open with? Notepad. Open with right here. Okay. Okay, so here it is. What I like to do is turn this white thing red. Or here, let's do this. I'm going to select only the inside so it doesn't mess up the stretch lines or anything. The Reaper uses this pink and yellow for something special, so don't want to mess that up. So inside here, I want to change that white to red. And I think I can do it by, I could either recolor it with the bucket. That might be too much. Kind of just want a thin line, but let's do so. We're gonna do anti-aliasing, fill, solid color. What is this percent? Percent 60. Let's see what that does. Oh no, that's definitely not what I want. Solid color. Okay. See, I want it to kind of have that same aliasing. See if I. Just seems too much. Let's change the open capacity. This could kind of tell me for sure what's going on. I'm not sure. That still seems a little bit strong. I'm going to try something else real quick. Hold on. Let me just check my messages. Trying to get some help. My little teeth thing broke off again, so I had to make some new teeth. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Try it like this. Let me see what happens. If I save this, I'm going to reload the theme here. It's not changed, right? So I don't think that's how that works. So if I, like, how do I get to this theme? he's saying you don't have to rezip it, but I think you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. Oops. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Change it to theme.zip. Now what's going to happen? Now if I try and refresh it, there's not going to be a theme, right? Yeah, see? Okay, so that doesn't work either. But while I'm here, I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to go to here where I just messed with it. Item, what is it? Item background. Background, select this one right here. This is the one I just messed with, right? Let's take a look. No. Okay, hold on. Let me get back to paint.net. How is that? Save as. Item background select. Um, 17. Did I open the wrong one? When I open it here, it's not the right one. File, save as. Alt 7.0 unpacked. Open a new window. Wait a second, did I save it as something else? No, it's a PNG file. Hold on. File, save as. PNG. So that's item background select.png. So let's look at this. Item background select.png. Look at it. That's the right one. What in the world am I looking at here then? Something's weird going on. Okay, hold on. See if we got our theme back. Nope, there's no default theme. All right, well, I'm just going to drop this one in there. Sorry. So copy this. Actually, look in the other one. Copy. Color themes, Reaper theme.zip, default. And I'm just going to drop this in there. Copy and replace. I'm going to go back here. Color themes. I'm going to change this back to theme zip. And now we should see the default theme back. Yep. And there we got our red marker around the selected one. Okay, so now I know which one's selected. So I don't need to change this background color. Okay, and something goofy is going on right here. I think this is because I'm drawing fancy edges, which is what I want to do. But that fuzziness is hurting me. So let me see what's going on. So if I take away draw edges on peaks, yeah, okay, so that's why. So draw edges on peaks, draw edges on waveforms. I want it a little bit more solid in there. Something weird about the way it's drawing that waveform. Okay, tint waveform peaks, subtract color, and uptick color. Let's see if there's some kind of thing. Shift Control Shift T. Edge. Let's go to edge. Yeah, item edge. Peak highlight. Selected. Okay, so I'm going to make this I either want this to be a bright black or a bright white. That is going to interfere with a little bit of stuff, but I think not going to be as bad as I thought. That's why it's fuzzy. Save theme. Yes. Hopefully that saves that way. So I'm going to change the background. Media item background. Selected. So selected, I don't need it to be that dark. So I'm going to change the backgrounds to this other color. How do you choose which custom color it's going to go to? I've never been able to figure that out. Add to custom color. See, it always goes to that one. Okay. So if I change these so that it doesn't actually change background colors when it's selected. See that? No, it's still changing the color. Why is it changing the color? Does that have to do with the well, here, let's look at these real quick. This might be why. Color themes. Go to default 7.0, and we're going to go to item, background, and background select. Item, background, image, and we're going to go to item, background, select. Okay, so let's look at these real quick. Are these, is one of these brighter than the other? Well, I think it is. Okay, so that's not going to change. It's not bad though, but the darker the better. Let me make this darker when it's selected, I guess. Custom colors. That's actually making it worse. That's bad. So it's almost like I want it to be black, but you see how it's fuzzing out those edges? That's not good. I need those edges. I need some kind of control that makes the edge work better. Edges. Selected. Eyeballs are going so bad. Media item peaks edge when selected. Something's weird with this tint. Tint item background. Let me just take this off and see what happens. Nothing. Take this off. Nothing. Okay. So something's weird with the way the colors work. I'd actually like to get these back to where they were. Media item peaks, edge highlight. Let's try black. That's pretty obvious what the track is. It's just that the darker the color, the more I could do with grid lines and things, right? Like I could make the grid lines white, the stretch markers white. I want to be able to distinguish between grid lines and stretch lines, though. So, let me try something real quick. So the track color. Set items to custom color. We'll do like a dark blue. And that didn't do anything. Colors. Try that dark blue. That's still not doing anything. Okay, why aren't I able to change the color of this? Let me see if that, I didn't save that, right? So let me get back. Okay, so there we go. And peak highlight. Back. I'm not sure why I can't get this to, but so if I have something dark, let's say, so they're saying like dark blues or something. That's a little too bright. Yeah, I may as well. Okay, so this blue is actually not that bad. Blue is dark, so I could make a slightly less dark blue when it's selected, maybe. You know, but the red tells me it's selected. Let me make that same blue, because remember we're having a problem that yeah, see that white in that picture. It's a problem. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna reload this theme real quick. I go back to paint. Okay. So here's item background. That takes the color just fine. This one, I swear there's some kind of color in here. So let's see what the difference is. There's a shade right there. And this one, let's undo it. There's something different about this one. What's different? Here's item background. Just going to change this whole thing to red right here. And I'm going to save that as item background. Control A. Put it on here. Control B. And I want to recolor this thing to red. Or I want to make a whole square red. Is this 1 or 2 pixels here? You go to paintbrush. This is 1 pixel. That's as big as that is. That's 1 pixel. So I'm not going to alias this. Even though I should. Hold on. Maybe I should alias this. Because I think it's going to stretch, and that's going to be a problem. So let me take this out. Let me reselect that area, because remember, I don't want to mess with the pink and the yellow. Those actually do something. So I'm going to get the shape tool. I am going to, here I'm going to make opacity 255. I'm going to anti-alias. I want it to anti-alias towards the inside. So if I make the brush size bigger, not seeing the aliasing. Because if it's just 1 pixel, I think that's going to be too skinny to really tell what's going on. It's not really doing any anti-aliasing here. Is there a reason? If I were to draw lines, I think it would wait. Yeah, why am I not seeing any anti-aliasing? Well, let's save this. And I'm going to put it back in the file. So I got to go back to theme.zip. See, I don't like having to do this. This scares me. And then I'm going to drag that in there. So it's item background select, right? Background select. 817, yeah, that's it. Drop it in. Copy and replace. Then I have to change this thing back to out of the .zip. Now he's saying I don't have to do this, but it seems like I do. Not sure why that is. Who knows? Okay, so now when I refresh this, still picking a brighter color when I choose selected. Hold on. Want this to be the same color. Add to custom colors. So here's selected. Pick the color. Selected, same color. So why is the color actually changing? Or is it just the edges? I think it's just the edges. Okay, so let's go back to edges. Change those to white. And maybe it shouldn't be white, or, it's just got to be some really obvious color. And it can't be a color that I'm using for other stuff. Actually, I guess it can. White's not going to hurt if it's the grid lines or whatever. But it could be a light yellow. It's pretty ugly. But it is very seeable, isn't it? Let's see. Oh God, that's horrible. That's an affront to humanity. All right, I'm gonna change that to white. Now, so the only way I know it's selected is because of that red. Okay. That may not be ideal, but it may be okay. It's not bothering me much. I swear it's changing color still, though. It is changing color. Something's changing. I don't want it to change when I click here. Why is it changing? What's different? Media item peaks edge when selected. Highlight when selected. These are all the same now. Let me just type selected. Media item background selected. Okay. So here we go. So the peaks. I want those to be the same. Okay, so peak. Yeah, that's probably the problem. So let me change that. That's just black. So now it's not changing. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Oh man, this might actually clear up some problems I've had for a long time. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. I like this. Happy with this. I wish I could save as a different theme and then know it was okay. Let me see if that works. Save as my default. So maybe if I change things now, it won't hurt things. Change my default 7.0. Okay. So let's go for a darker color. So even though that's blue, if I have a white edge highlight, it should be okay. So let's look again at what Reaper GPT said. I background. Opt for a neutral or slightly dark color for the media item background. Grays or dark blues can work well. This is gray, but I don't think it's a dark enough gray. So let's do media item background. Let's try this dark blue. What gray is it right now? Let's see what it is. It's that gray. It looks like that, right? That's not really any lighter. Let's try this dark blue. Now, with that white edge highlight, it is obvious, right? I mean, it's obvious where that is. The stretch markers look pretty obvious. The stretch handles are getting a little bit lost, but that's kind of okay. What I can't see is the grid lines. Right now we're having a problem with the grid lines. Yeah, dotted grid lines. I could make those white. Could make them something else. So this is a lot of stuff that we have to do. Plus we have the time selection we got to do. Maybe if I color that red and the edges red, might make it a little bit easier. I don't know. I'm not super worried about that right this second, but let's go to the grid lines. I wish I could change the size of the dots. Grid lines to start a measure. So all three of these are the same color right now. It's going to have to be something much lighter. That is obvious. Okay, that is definitely obvious. Do we want 3 different colors? I don't know. It would be nice. You know, markers are red already, but red, yellow, and green would be good to me. I should make this guy green. Still see that pretty good. Green, red, the in-betweens. So started beats. I'm not really seeing it. Okay, we gotta change that to 75. That's why. Actually, pretty. All right, so there's the reds. That's easy to see. Might confuse those with markers. Let's see. Not really. Okay. And in between beats, red. They really run red, green, and yellow. Maybe do a. I don't know if the bright yellow is the way to go, but let's try 50. Now that's pretty easy to see. This looks like a mess. That's another problem. This is something else. I had to drop a blipper in there. It wasn't playing. This is something weird. Like, check this out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me get this guy. So let me play this real quick. Oh, now it's working. Interesting. Why wasn't that working earlier? Wait a second. All right, I'm having trouble reading this, which isn't good. Hold on. Add another part like that where I had to put a blipper in there. I'm having trouble reading this, but it may be just because of the color. The white edge is making this thing blurry. Okay, grid lines look good. I'm happy with that. Let me save that real quick. This is going to come down to background colors. But I'm actually pretty happy with this. Okay, media item background. Selected. It'd be nice if selected was just the slightest bit brighter, but I don't know. So that's this. Maybe slightly brighter. Let me see if that helps at all. That's it's getting hard to read, but maybe that's okay. Let's give this a try. So I'm hoping that this white edge is really helping me. It's kind of messing me up, honestly. I kind of almost just want to turn the media items themselves white. The trouble is that I use these colors to edit. So like, let's go down to the guitars or bass. Normally, I use these colors to tell when the notes change, and I'm seeing a hard time telling where the notes change because it is just fuzzy. Is there something I can do to sharpen up these edges? I mean, I can see it, and I don't know that the background color hurts. If I'm going to be this dark, it's almost like I should have a white image, but because I want the spectral peaks or spectrogram peaks, whatever, maybe not. Okay. Little problem. Okay, so what can I do? I don't know if you're seeing this. This is looking pretty let me turn this light off. Just garbage right now. I don't know if you see it. It looks like a mess right now. I mean, it really does. This white, there's a lot too much white. Let's see if there's something I can do here. Preferences. Okay. Anti-alias peak and waveform, yeah. Draw edges on peaks, draw edges on waveforms. Tint, no. Tint strength, no. Draw faint peaks and folder tracks, yeah. All right. I don't know that I can help this any. Maybe that white's not the right color. White might be just too much contrast. Wish. I don't even know exactly how to ask for what I need. If I turn off those edges, watch how hard it's going to be to... Well, let's see. Is it going to be hard to see? Draw edges on peaks. So if I take away the edges, how hard is it to read? Yeah, the black stuff, man, that is hard to read, isn't it? Yeah, this is really hard to see now. All these grid lines and things, I know they're really making some trouble, but I could make them fainter. Really not sure. But I definitely want the edges. It just may be. They just need to be less intense. Edges on peaks. Let's take a look at. Where's the tweaker? Edge again. Yeah, item of controls, but item edges controls. What can I do here? If it's just a little less. Can I change the opacity? I don't think so. What if it's this gray? Is that better? Maybe. Boy, with that blue, some of this is hard to see. Maybe I don't want to make that blue any lighter. I don't know. This is a lot of junk on the screen, but let's try. Hold on. Get rid of some of these I don't really need. Maybe put this one in time. Get these guys out of here. Okay, so see this right here? Now, I had a thing so I could mute something with the volume envelope. Pre-item. Where was it? Action. Custom command. Custom. Like an envelope. It's one of these. Either Q or Shift A. Let's see which one it was. Is it a mute? Okay, I don't want to do that. Shift A. Nope. Mute. Mute using pre-item volume. Okay, so that's going to be Shift Q. Oh, so that doesn't work if I'm putting a blipper in. Okay, well, I'll have to figure that out. It's so weird. If I just add one, it doesn't do it. If I add both, it does it. Oh, this is so nuts. Right, I don't know why it does this. Do I want to give it what happens if I put it in time? I only want to play this take then. How about that? So what happens if I do that? Or is it just louder because oops. Is it just louder because it's just a louder blip? If I turn this down. Yeah, that's probably why. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. So here it gets screwed up. So now I'm having a little trouble seeing where things are supposed to be, right? You see how this is a little bit of trouble. Kind of maybe want these numbers up here to be brighter. Control Shift T. That's going to be. What do you call these things? It's a ruler. Ruler text. Let's see if that was brighter. No, that's not it. And ruler background. Let's go look for text. Main window, toolbar. Export status text. Now it looks fine. Main text. Type signature lane text. No, that's not it either. You would think it'd be this one up here. I don't know why that one's not. Type signature lane text. Where's ruler? Where's ruler? Ruler lane text, region lane text. Where did ruler go again? Oh, it's MIDI. No, I don't want that. Time. Timeline. Around. Time signature lane text. That's white. Why can't I change? Yeah, I don't know why I can't change that text. Window, transport text. Themed window text, no. Toolbar button text. Oh, that's nasty. Okay. Status. Text. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I can't change this, but I'll be okay. Okay, so let's really having trouble seeing this at a glance. Like this thing is just, I mean, it's almost like I want to turn it black. What happens if I turn it black? Actually, not that bad. Huh. This. The black is easier. Darker, darker. I like that. I'll leave it like that for now. Okay. Still having trouble reading this from far away or at a glance, but I think I can continue working. Let's see. Is this gonna be like the other one where it's on the 50s? Sounds weird. One, one, two, and three are the kicks, and And the snares are on 150, 250, 350. So 1, 2, and 3. One, two, three, and 4. So this one's way too early. Oh. That seems wrong to have to stretch it that far. Not sure what's going on there. And then to make up for it right there. It's working though. Take forever. That's how it works. Oh. Right. Not sure what's going on here. Kick keeps being way too early. All right, I'm wearing out. Wow, it's almost 9 o'clock. Jeez, I got like no time to get so much work done. All right, I'm gonna take off.